Oh, drivers, we're getting a bit of a break at the gas pump this week. The national average for a gallon of gas is down slightly. Analysts say that's due to lower demand right now. Here's a look at what we're paying around Knoxville. It's $4.49. Tennessee average a little bit less at $4.37, and the national average sits at $4.75. Take a look at this. This is North Texas. Prices dipping back under $4 a gallon there. Drivers pretty excited about that.
I thought it was a joke for a minute.
So then I decided I'd go down and get my other card, come up here and top it off.
Well, right now the most expensive gas in the U.S. is on the West Coast in California, Oregon, and Arizona. The least expensive gas is in South Carolina, followed by Georgia and Mississippi.
And new this morning, they look like a creature out of a science fiction movie.
Yeah, we're seeing more hammerhead worms in our area.
Not only are they scary looking, they could hurt you and our environment. Here's what they look like. They can grow up to 15 inches long. They are really hard to get rid of, and they hurt our plants as well.
Our Abby Casoris joins us live from the Norris area. And Abby, is there a reason why we are seeing more here in East Tennessee?
Because it's hot and humid. We're starting to see more of them, especially now in the summertime. There have been reports of some of those hammerhead worms here at Norris. We haven't seen any out this morning. Normally you can see them down in the soil. The problem with these hammerhead worms, they're an invasive species and they're eating our good worms, our earthworms. Earthworms normally look like this guy. They have that rounded head. Those hammerhead worms, they have that split, kind of makes it look like a worm that ran into something. The problem with these, if you try taking your garden tool or some scissors and cutting them in half, they multiply. There's 2 of them. They can respawn, which makes them a problem. There's only one way to really kill them. We'll tell you more about that coming up. But these hammerhead worms, they eat those good worms, those earthworms. Those earthworms add nutrients back to the soil, which helps our trees, plants, and crops to grow. It could be a problem to our ecosystem here in East Tennessee.
A nation that destroys its soil through either land use practices or pollution, whatever how it may be, destroys itself, because then you're destroying your web of life.
The Tennessee Valley Authority says they need your help. If you see one of these hammerhead worms, there's really only one way to kill them and to dispose of them. If you see one maybe in your yard, in your garden, don't touch it with your bare hands like I'm doing now. You're going to want to grab a glove. That's because there's toxins on the outside of that worm that prevent other animals from wanting to eat it, but it can cause a skin rash or skin irritation. Take that worm, put it in a plastic baggie, seal it up after you put some salt or some rubbing alcohol in it, put it in the freezer. That's the only way to kill these guys.
Anything out there in the water that can eat these worms, Abby?
You would think, you know, we have some water snakes, things like that, maybe some birds that would want to eat them, but no. Right now, there are no predators here in East Tennessee.
All right, just add it to the list of things that I don't want to encounter. Abby, thank you. Well, WVLT is proud to be the official station of the Vols. Neyland Stadium, getting those renovations, but also getting a little bit of nostalgia back.
Oh yeah, the second set of VOLS letters getting installed in the stadium yesterday. The first set went up on Tuesday.